Today, we are diving deep inside the most incredible machine on Earth, your brain. Seriously, think about it. It's like this ultimate control panel, a command center that's running the whole show, processing everything you see, hear, and feel, and shaping every single decision you make.
But let me ask you something right off the bat. Are those decisions really your own? I mean, truly. We all like to think we're consciously in the driver's seat, but what neuroscience is showing us, well, it's a much more complicated and, frankly, more interesting story.
So let's get into it. It turns out that this control panel in your head is just full of hidden levers and switches. These are subconscious triggers that can be flicked on to shape your thoughts, your feelings, and even your actions a lot of the time without you even realizing it's happening.
All right, so for the rest of this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on this control panel. We're going to explore what these hidden levers are and how they actually work, all based on some really fascinating principles from neuroscience. Okay, first up, let's talk about two of the biggest switches on the whole panel, motivation and focus. I mean, what makes you zero in on one thing while totally ignoring 100 others? Well, it all comes down to a couple of key players in the brain.
So meet your brain's personal security guard, or maybe it's bouncer. It's called the reticular activating system, or just RAS for short. Its job is to scan the millions of bits of information flying at you every single second and decide, is this important? Does this matter to us? It's what filters out all the noise so you can actually focus.
And this is a perfect example of how you can use this intentionally. When Eleanor puts that quote on her desk, she's basically giving her RAS a direct order. She's saying, hey, see this? This is important. Pay attention to this. And then her brain literally starts scanning her world for things that will help her achieve that goal.
Now let's head over to the engine room. This is the ventral tegmental area, or VTA. This thing is all about reward. When it gets activated, it floods your brain with dopamine. You know, that feel-good chemical that makes you say, ooh, that was nice. Let's do that again. It is the very core of what drives you to do, well, anything.
And you know what really gets this engine going? Emotion. When Victor tells a powerful story, he's not just listing facts. He's tapping directly into the limbic system, the emotional heart of the brain, where the VTA lives. People feel that connection. They get that little hit of dopamine, and it motivates them to act, in this case, to donate.
But here's the thing. Influence isn't just about grabbing attention or creating a good feeling in the moment. Our brains are also hardwired with these pre-programmed responses. You can think of them as behavioral scripts that just run on autopilot.
It all starts with something simple, a trigger. It could be a sound, something you see, or in this case, a smell. Something that, on its own, seems totally ordinary.
And then, bam, that trigger instantly plugs into a powerful memory that's been stored away. Suddenly, the smell of grass isn't just a smell anymore. It's the feeling of running on a field, the thrill of a game, the memory of being on a team.
And this is where the script completes itself. That memory from the past triggers a very real, very present feeling. The person who smelled that grass might suddenly feel a surge of motivation or feel more like a leader in their next meeting, all because this little automatic script started running in the background.
So we've got focus, we've got motivation, and these incredibly powerful behavioral scripts. Now let's add another critical layer to this, language. Because when you speak to someone, you're not just making noise, you are directly interacting with specific processors inside their brain.
Your brain has this amazing division of labor when it comes to language. You've got two main players. Broca's area is like the brain's mouth. It helps you actually form the words and speak them. Then you have Wernicke's area, which is like the brain's ear. Its job is to understand what all those words actually mean.
And you know, really effective communicators, like Dylan in this example, they get this instinctively. By using simple, direct language, he makes it easy for his audience's brains to both produce and understand his message without getting worn out. His message hits home because it's brain-friendly.
Now, beyond language, there's another really powerful chemical lever we can talk about, GABA. The easiest way to think about GABA is as the brain's calm-down signal. It's what's known as an inhibitory neurotransmitter, which is just a fancy way of saying it tells your brain cells to chill out. And a brain that's less frantic is a brain that's way more open and receptive to new ideas.
And this is something you can definitely influence with the environment. When Sophia offers calming music or warm tea, she isn't just being a good host. She is intentionally creating conditions that help boost GABA levels in her attendees. She's lowering their mental guardrails and making them feel more relaxed and open to what she has to say.
Okay, so we've looked at all these different levers on the control panel. We've got attention, motivation, scripts, language, and even brain chemistry. So how do we actually put all this together? Well, you can think of this next part as the user manual. Now, this isn't just a random list. There's a real strategy to the order here. You start by engaging the emotional brain with stories to get past the logical guards. Once you have their attention, you activate their RAS to keep them focused. Then, you prime their brain with positive emotions, use calming techniques to make them receptive, and finally, you tie your message to one of those powerful existing behavioral scripts. It's a full sequence.
I know what some of you might be thinking right now. All this talk of levers and influence and scripts, it can sound a little bit like manipulation, can it? But really, that's not the goal here. Understanding how the brain works isn't about controlling people. It's about connecting with them.
And that's the real takeaway. Knowing these principles allows you to communicate more effectively, sure, but it also helps you listen better and understand what really drives the people around you. It's a tool for empathy, not for control.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you've had a peek behind the curtain at some of the hidden levers inside the human brain, how does that change things for you? How will you listen differently? Not just to what people are saying, but to the scripts and motivations that might be running underneath it all.